Mesa's mission statement, and basically it states how Mesa offers a alternative type of schooling for kids who have different learning skills that learn better in an outdoor environment, and how that can prepare them better for the Fryeburg Academy and just for life in general. Go next.
Oh, I'll stay up there. You want me to advance slides? I'll be your clicker.
All right.
It's the first time, so Mr. Oliver just catching on.
So, Mesa has been around for 5 years, starting in 2012, I think, and cycling through 3 subjects: Course for the Future, Water Ecology, and Weather and Climate. And this year we're doing eco-hydrology. So, through my experience, I've been in Mesa for 3 years, and it's definitely a really great experience.
So, we get asked a lot in and out of class, why does Mesa do what it does? The purpose of it is to, like in the mission statement, to offer a new opportunity, something different for people who are tired of learning the same way, like in a repetitive classroom environment. So Mesa can give students a better middle school experience, because what you do and what happens in middle school will stay with you for the rest of your life, and you should be able to look back on those memories in middle school and be like, those times were pretty good.
And Mesa, as well as providing skills for life, they also provide skills for the academy, which is very important. And you can ask any other Mesa student in the academy that they definitely did better than they would have in Mesa than any other classroom during the academy.
Good.
Okay, so Mesa's overall theme is experiential learning, and that basically just means that we go out and we do more hands-on type things. And so this is a picture of what can be our classroom, but then we also have a classroom in regular school. This is just a different way to just kind of be in one with nature and the surroundings around you. And I think people in Mesa are more connected to the world around you. We know more than the other kids, because we're probably talking more about pollution and the drought. And yeah, I think we're more aware of the world around us.
Mesa has a 3-year curriculum that rotates in every different year, and when we were all the 8th graders we were in 6th grade, we worked on weather and climate, and then when we were in 7th grade, we worked on forestry to the future, and now this year we were working on water ecology. And water ecology, we've worked on quite a bit this year, as much as we've been in school, and it's been a lot that we've taken in a quick time period. That most that we learn is we have to review our notes and everything that we learned that day and color coding.
So our main essential questions for this year are how do we use water? How do we know if the water's clean? And sometimes to figure that out in different water bodies, we take a pH measure and we put in the water, and we've done that at Swans Falls and Lovewell Pond, and that's been a really cool experience. And then how we can keep the water clean by making less pollution in this town. And then what is groundwater and why it is important. And then these are the questions that we will try and answer on all of our trips and run down a notebook. And this is a picture of us going out and looking at a stream that's probably a little bit frozen over since it's winter time. And you can see everybody just listening to the worker. And, yeah.
So ours is how do we learn in Mesa. So what we're saying by this is in Mesa we're out in the woods, we're experiential learning. So you can't be distracted very easily because there's going to be sounds around you and you're not going to be sitting right next to your friend and being able to talk, because if you miss something and then we go back to the classroom later and we take a test on it, you don't know what you're even talking about because you were watching the squirrel climb the tree.
So we also learn Latin in Mr. Oliver's class, which we then use in the field to identify tree species within mountain. We also take a lot of notes, which is a skill that we need when we go to the academy.
It says reflection there. Didn't want to talk about that at all?
Reflection is basically we reflect on what we do. So say we go out and we study the trees or something like that, Latin names, and we have to come back to the classroom and reflect, oh, this is what we did. And then we, for example, the documentaries is something we're doing this year we have 10 segments on our computer, and it's an iMovie, and we reflect on how the year's gone, and we use 10 different of our favorite events, and you have to talk about them and describe them and just give the meaning out.
Well done.
So how does Mesa affect us? Mesa improves our note-taking skills, which we'll need when we go to the academy. Mesa also prepares us for the real world. For example, if a student decides to become a game warden, logger, ecologist, etc., they will need the skills that we learn for those jobs. It also improves our ability to work together and use teamwork.
Does Mesa enhance learning? Will Mesa help us learn or not? This is a question we had to ask ourselves before we joined in Mesa. We have to know what we're doing. We have to know our Latin or learn it in 3 years. We have to have a good memory and can't be foolish. When joining Mesa, you really have to make commitment because you are on a short leash. What we mean by a short leash is that there are a lot of people who want to come in. So if you're messing off or you're not doing something and you're just not being safe, because like you were saying earlier, we're up on the top of mountains. I mean, as you can imagine, not being safe can really cause something not good. So.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So what we're talking about is a normal day. Normal. We don't really have a lot of these, but a normal week we'll have classes, which are we have Mr. Oliver ELA, Mrs. Louis Science, and Mrs. Berry Math. We just have classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Thursday and Tuesday are kind of weird ones. Like today we're having Brine Pond till lunch, and then we'll go to lunch. We'll have RTI and UA in the afternoon. But Brine Pond and Tim Mountain, we go outside and we learn about this year water, but we go outside and learn about that stuff. It's really good. So in Mesa, we can't be distracted very easily because, like what Eddie said, if you get distracted, you won't be able to come back into the class and review what you've been learning. And we have to be right on task, and we take a lot of notes, and we have to listen to the person who's speaking and make sure we understand what we're learning.
We like to consider Mesa as a family because we're in there for 3 years, kind of get to know each other a lot more than traditional. So we do a lot of like family stuff like Thanksmith and family engineering night, and we really get to know each other and like believe in each other and have a real great time.
We have a no drama policy in Mesa where it's called the drama-free zone. And what we mean by that is we can't bring any outdoor drama into Mesa because we like to stay like out of it so that we act as a family and we're not going against each other. So we're not like taking each other and talking behind our backs. We all talk about it. We have a session at the end of the day called Goods and Bads where we reflect on what happened that day, if it was a good thing or a bad thing. And if something went bad, like, so we would say, like, somebody said this and I didn't really like it, then you'd say, hey, I said this, I'm sorry. So it's kind of a time to say, just a good all around, like, reflect on the day and make sure that we all get back as a family and make sure everything's okay.
Great.
Okay, so like on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we work with Bryant Pond and Tin Mountain. And then on other days, we have, well, sometimes we have other community partners that we work with. Like, for example, Tin Mountain, Western Farm, Bryant Pond, the Raven, High Tree, Grady Level Land Trust, Rotary, Soccer River Canoe and Kayak, Green Mountain Conversation Group, besides Bike Guys, Soccer River Rec Council, and that's just a little bit, like just a tiny handful. And all of these community partners help us out with what Mesa's main stipend is.
Can you just explain who the Raven is? Sounds like a superhero.
It's Miss Louis' husband.
Hey, what does he do?
He is like, it's a business.
Yeah. And what does he take people out on?
On trips to like look for birds.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, how we function with our community partners would be throughout the day, like Will and Elsie said, but if we didn't have them, I don't think Mesa would be Mesa without them. We take them into our everyday schedule and they go with everything we do, so I don't think, I mean, Miss Barry, Mr. Oliver, Miss Louie could probably pull some bird watching out because, you know, her husband's the Raven, but I don't think we could function without them. Thank you to all our community partners.